Hi everyone, it's John. What up? Welcome back to another video, and we're talking the fan event that happened in London yesterday. Yes, there was a screening of Season 3, Episode 1 for a bunch of fans, cast members, and producers, and it was a huge hit. So we're going to talk about that today. There's a bunch of pictures about it. We're going to discuss what happened there, including some new castings that WhatSeries.com saw from that first 11-minute sneak peek that we got of Episode 1. So if you're new to the channel, if you love the Wheel of Time, if you're excited about the third season happening March 13th, which is about 3 weeks from now, or if you're one of those folks that is just curious what's going on in and around the show, subscribe to the channel. Consider making us your home for Wheel of Time news. Tell a couple of your friends, tell a bunch of your friends. We're just over 1,000 subs away from my goal of 25,000 subscribers before Season 3 drops. I think we can make it there. It'll be very close either way because the amount of new faces I'm seeing and the amount of new subscribers to the channel in the last month, it's been staggering. I probably got more subscribers in the last month than I got in the last 2 years. And that's not a lie. That is totally accurate. So please spread the word. Thank you so much for everyone out there supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. And I'll definitely throw a few things your way as in the way of a contest in a couple of weeks just before Season 3 drops as a thank you to all of you. Whether we hit 25K or not, I'm going to toss out some prizes just because it's super fun, I think, to do this. Now, since we're talking this stuff that's happening today, I do want to say there's no spoilers for this video. We're not going to talk about anything specifically to do with the books. When we get into the characters that WhatSeries.com kind of saw, there's one of them I want to talk about. It's one of those things, it's not going to spoil anything for the books. You're going to know who they are, I'll give you broad strokes who the character is in the books, and that'll be pretty much it. So if you haven't read the books, spoiler-free video for you today, folks. That's a rare gem here on the channel. So let's start bringing up some of these photos. I want to start off with this. So this fan event was advertised about a little over a week out from when it happened, which is wild to me. It's absolutely crazy. And I want to talk about, after we talk about the fan event, what goes on there, I want to talk about the marketing for Season 3, what's going on with it, and how much better it actually is than Season 2 and Season 1, and it shows. But this was released about 10 days out from when the event actually happened. Prime put out tickets for people. They had a room for about 250 people in the theater, plus cast, crew, production, all the other people that were going to attend, and they went They went almost immediately, folks, and people flew from all over the world to attend this. I know people, content creators from the States that went, and just regular fans that went from the States, people that went from Canada, where I'm from, and people from all over Europe also went to this screening. They dropped a lot of their own money to be able to sit there with the cast and crew and watch this thing in a huge theater with some popcorn and some champagne. And I super wanted to go, folks. Unfortunately, a little bit outside my budget right now. I am going to JordanCon this year, which is a great thing. However, I only really have room in the budget for one trip this year, and JordanCon was it, and it's already booked and paid for, so there's that. So WhatSeries.com, one of their members, Omar, did actually get to go. So he was there on the ground during the screening, and they were able to see a bunch of different people. So there was not only Rafe Judkins, the showrunner, and Justine Jewel Gilmer, who was one of the producers for the show, but a bunch of the cast as well. So we had Ayula Smart, who plays Avienda, Kate Fleetwood, who plays Leandrin, Kiara Coveney, who plays Elaine, Kay Alexander, who plays Min, Luke Featherston, who plays Gowan. Honestly, Gowan would be it. He should be the only person there. That's all they need. Gowan's the absolute best character in the series, as far as I'm concerned. Maha Simonson, who plays Chiad, Mira Salal, who plays Varen, and Marcus Rutherford, who plays Perrin. They were all there, all on the ground at this premiere. And I guess from what I had heard, it's absolutely electric. So some of these photos that we're going to bring up here, they come to us from WhatSeries.com on their Facebook group. This is a theater that it was held in London. And again, this was very limited seating, first come, first serve. And from what I understood is that there was a small chance that even if you got a ticket, you couldn't get entry if you didn't get there in time. So it was a huge deal for a lot of people to go. And this is a close-up of the poster on the massive electronic billboard out front. And can you imagine being there, seeing this in London? I know some of you folks out there that watch my channel are from London, and you're like, yeah, it's just down the street from my house. That's far away from me, folks. I'm in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. So it's quite the jaunt to London from here. It'd be akin to me having something downtown here, which would be wild. It would never happen, but it would be absolutely wild. And this is the entryway. When you go in, you get to see, of course, there's Captain America. Who cares about Captain America? We're talking Wheel of Time here, folks. The first official poster up there. This is the one that actually shows Matt Cawthon's fox necklace, which is really cool in my opinion. And then you had the Innkeeper himself. So we talked a little bit about Matt Hatch, the Innkeeper, at the beginning of this. He's the one who hosted this. So he was on stage with Rosamund Pike and Rafe Judkins, the showrunner, and he got to ask some questions and talk to them and give commentary as they were watching, before and after, and as they were watching this episode. Now, if you don't know who Matt Hatch is, I'm going to leave a link down below to the Dusty Wheel. I implore each and every one of you out there to go subscribe to the Dusty Wheel right now. Dusty Wheel is a different type of content. It's a live call-in talk show. So essentially, Matt or his other innkeeper, Anas, because they're co-hosts, they take turns hosting back and forth or being on with each other. They take guests. I've been on the channel a ton of times, folks. It's a whole lot of fun. I've known Matt for about 5 years. I consider him a very good friend. I absolutely love him to pieces. He's an excellent person, one of the best. And he is probably the biggest Wheel of Time fan in the world. And that is no joke. Like, there's no one out there that I can think is a bigger Wheel of Time fan than him. He was an alpha reader for the books. He helped found Theoryland way back when the books were still coming out. And that's where people kind of came together and had theories about the book series and what was going to happen, which sort of kind of is happening now with the show. We'll talk about that again at the end of the this episode. But this is Matt Hatch. He is absolutely the best of us, and there was no one I can think of more deserving to be up there on stage with the showrunner and Rosamund Pike herself. Like, Rosamund Pike, can you imagine being in the same room as Rosamund Pike and talking to her? That's wild to me. Anyway, so shot of him with a whole bunch of people in the background. You can see, I recognize a ton of these people. I see Brian, I see Malkier Talks, I can see Tom and Joe from Talk Around Rioid, I can see Omar from Watt Series. There is so many different people in this photo that I recognize from the community. It just makes me so happy. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, folks, like, the Wheel of Time is a very tight-knit community as well as just a show and books. It's the people too. Anyway, so he was there on the ground, and this is a small sampling of the people that were going in, and this one was taken on stage. So here he is with a lot of the cast, the crew, the production team, Rafe Judkins, the showrunner, and they're all there just having a good time. Can you imagine being able to see this? I know some of you out there who do watch the channel were there for this, because I got a few messages from folks prior to this happening saying that if they could, they would let me know what's happening. I understand that most of what you saw there can't be talked about. It's kind of under embargo until things come out, kind of like seeing a screener, same deal. But I do want to hear about how electric it was and how much fun you had in the comments down below. Let me know if you were there, how cool it was to see these people on stage with Matt Hatch and other people in the fandom that people probably recognize. Be absolutely wild. So then the Wheel of Time posted these things on their Instagram. It's a picture of, you have Rafe Judkins on the left, and then Rosamund Pike, Kiera Coveney, and Marcus Rutherford, and they're just kind of being silly, taking some photos. But this stuff was everywhere. It was advertised all over all of their socials. It was pretty much, if you're a Wheel of Time fan online, you saw stuff about this. It's just the way it was. Really, really very neat. This was the poster that was put out there. Now, Rosamund Pike was signing these posters and giving them out to fans in attendance. Wild. Can you imagine going there and getting like a specialty popcorn bucket that has the Wheel of Time with this poster on it, and then being handed a signed poster by Rosamund Pike? Say, here you go. Yeah, come on in and watch the show early. Must have been absolutely electric. Couldn't imagine. But anyway, under this, on her Instagram, she posted this. I've given my life to finding the Dragon Reborn, finding Rand, seeing him ready to face the last battle. I will see that done, whatever it requires. Nothing and no one can be more important than that. Playing Moiraine has been a gift. I've come to love wearing blue, hiding truths within truths, and trying my best to be unreadable. I am so thrilled to be able to share this new art with you first. We're hosting a special fan screening of The Wheel of Time today, and I'll be signing printed copies of this poster for those in attendance. Just a small token of gratitude for all the support you've shown us so far. Like, wild, folks. Super cool. Anyway, yeah, so this fan event happened. Matt Hatch hosted it, and it was, from what I understand, absolutely amazing. And a very talented bit of marketing too. We'll get to that in just a second because I do want to talk about a couple other things here first. But here's Luke Featherston, who plays Gowan, posted this to his Instagram. Shows Matt on stage. That, like, I mean, even look at the seats. This isn't a regular theater. This is like a fancy theater. This is rich people shit, folks. This is awesome. Like, this is so cool. And then I want to get into this last little bit, and then we'll talk a bit about the marketing and why I think things are going so well. So this lady right here, DM Camille, is playing Suma Wrath. So she was one of the Red Sisters in the 11-minute preview that got released on Prime Video. So if you're subscribed to Prime Video, it's there. You go into the Wheel of Time, you go under bonus features, and you can watch the first 11 minutes. Not everyone is subscribed yet because a lot of people are waiting until season 3 drops or just before. If you haven't, it can be seen on Instagram. So it's posted on Rafe Judkins' account. It's posted on Matt Hatch's account. It's all over Reddit. It's all over the Twitter of time, I guess is the best way to put it. I know a lot of people don't have Twitter accounts right now. I still have mine just to see Wheel of Time stuff, and that is the only reason I still have it. I mostly use Blue Sky though, but it's on Blue Sky as well. So a lot of people are using Blue Sky. Use any form of social media, you should be able to see at least 5 or 6 minutes out of that 11 minutes preview. But anyway, so she is playing, I can't pronounce things, Tsutsuma Wrath, who is the head Red Sister, I guess the best way to put it, in the book series. She was exiled for her part in some unpleasantness when it comes to channeling some men who could channel outside of regular accepted avenues, I guess the way to put it. They called it the vileness in the books. I won't get into too much of it because I didn't do spoilers, but she was in exile and brought back by Elijah Sarai, but she was in the teaser, so things are changed a little bit for her, but really a nice nod to the first Red Sister here. I think that was very cool. All right, so let's get rid of our big photos here, and now we can talk a bit about the marketing for the show. Marketing for the third season, I think, has been leaps and bounds ahead of season 2 and season 1. They can still do better. There's no doubt in my mind that can happen, but this has been so much better that I have very little to complain about. For season 1, you saw posters, you saw some billboards, you saw some interviews, different things like that, but they really didn't know what they had, I don't think, when they did season 1 in the marketing. Season 2, they had the writer's strike, they had the SAG-AFTRA strike. They couldn't really do much marketing. There was almost no marketing for season 2. A couple of billboards and posters, but it was very weak marketing. Just almost nothing was done. And season 2, I think, suffered greatly due to 2 reasons. 1, season 1 and season 2 was 2 years apart. It was a long time apart. And 2, there was no marketing. None at all. So people didn't even know it was coming back. And I still, up to about a month and a half ago, was still telling people, yes, there was a full season 2 of the show. And season 3 is coming out very soon. And people didn't know. Season 3 has ramped up marketing in a big way. So there's posters everywhere, there's billboards everywhere. Now, granted, you're not going to see these in smaller cities. You're going to see these in like New York, LA, London, Paris, huge cities with a lot of faces, a lot of people there. That's where they're going to advertise things on billboards, on bus stops, and things like that. I have been personally seeing a ton of advertisements on my Prime right now for the Wheel of Time, which I know you're thinking, John, you probably watch Wheel of Time all the time, so of course they're going to advertise that stuff to you. It makes sense. They have your data. They scrape everything you look at. So of course they're going to advertise to you. Well, yeah, that would make sense, except for season 1 and season 2. I didn't get any ads for the whole time. They did a poor job of advertising, even to people who they knew liked it, through their algorithms and their data that they have on marketing. This time, though, I'm seeing it a lot more, which is a good thing. We're seeing a ton of posters out there. We're seeing big media outlets covering the show constantly. All the time. You're seeing the cast out there pushing the show. You're seeing the production team, the showrunner himself out there talking about the show a lot. Remember, there's no strikes this time. There is nothing tying their hands to talking about the show. And I'm going to do a video probably tomorrow night. Probably will come out, no, let's say Tuesday. We'll say Tuesday night. And we're going to talk just a bit about what season 3 means and how we're getting a season 4. I truly believe in my heart of hearts we're getting a season 4. It's happening. It's not confirmed yet, but I think it's going to happen. However, how much of a season 4 we're getting, and if we get more beyond that, is wholly dependent upon the fandom. The fandom has rallied together in a huge, huge way right now around all the promotional material for season 3, and they're watching and rewatching seasons 1 and 2 over and over again. But not just that. Like, I know people who had no idea what the show was that are seeing the teasers. They're seeing the promotional material. They've seen the 11-minute intro of the cold open of season 3, episode 1. And remember, that's not the full cold open either, folks. There's more to it than just that 11 minutes. And they are loving what they're seeing. Season 3 is going to be leaps and bounds ahead of 1 and 2. And I've said this on my channel for months. I've been saying this for probably a year now. If you didn't like the first 2 seasons, season 3 is going to bring it back. 100%. There's a ton of great stuff in this season. There's a ton of stuff ripped directly from the page to the screen. There's a ton of stuff that book fans will love. There's a ton of stuff that show fans are going to love. And there's a ton of stuff that people who have no idea what the Wheel of Time is in any way, shape, or form is going to love. It looks really, really, really cool. It's written really well. The foreshadowing and the camera work, the dialogue, Everything is better than season 2 and season 1. So I think season 2 numbers dropped from season 1 numbers as far as viewership went initially. Now, they're higher than season 1 right now, but initially, the first 8 weeks while it was active and the shows were coming out, it was lower than season 1. Season 3, I think, is going to blow them both out of the water. I would be shocked if we didn't have season 1 numbers plus, if that makes any sense. If we didn't have higher than season 1 numbers as far as viewership goes for season 3, I think it's going to be absolutely wild. So there's that. All right, so let's talk a bit about videos that are coming out for me this week. So tomorrow's Monday, the 24th. Embargo is up for the press junket interviews. You'll probably see my press junket interviews tomorrow evening. That is, unless I get told I can't share them, that is what my plan is. Share them tomorrow evening with you folks. Tuesday, we'll do another one about a full video about marketing. We'll do a full video about season 4 renewal. Some things that I've heard about Sony and their deals. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. Wednesday, there's going to be a What Wednesday, because there's a What Wednesday every single week until the show drops. Wednesday, you'll see a video from me about whatever we get for Wheel of Time Wednesday, whether it be a casting. We haven't got music yet. We may get music. We haven't got a behind-the-scenes one yet. We may get that. I know for a fact there are still more character posters out there that haven't been shared. We may get some of those. We may get more clips, maybe, possibly. We're not going to get another trailer, I don't believe. I know folks have been asking me. We got the teaser, we get the full trailer, that's pretty much it. We get the 11-minute intro to the show. They're not going to show us a whole lot more about the show specifically, because they don't want to ruin too much. But there's a lot of other things they can share. I, for one, would like to see some in-depth stuff about props that we've seen for season 1. That was very smart when they talked about the sword and Tom's guitar, things like that nature, when they did that for season 1. Super smart marketing. I think we may see something like that coming. And if we don't, that's okay too, but I hope we do. But anyway, yeah, so for at least the next 3 or 4 days, you're going to get a video from me every single day. Thursday, if there's any new news that pops up between now and Thursday, we'll cover that Thursday. There's a lot to talk about here, folks. And just a reminder for anybody out there that's going to JordanCon this year, I am going to be attending JordanCon. Me and my wife are flying down in April for JordanCon. Will likely be my last trip to the States for quite some time. So I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to go down there. I want to meet everyone I possibly can. I'm going to have a good time with everybody. There's a lot of friends that I've made over the last 5 years in the community that I am very excited to go to dinner with, hang around with, just meet more than anything else. But I have never been to JordanCon before. I totally don't know what to expect. I'm immersed in all of the new member chats on the Discord. I'm trying to take it all in. It's kind of overwhelming. There's a lot there. If you folks never had the chance to go to JordanCon, I think you're going to want to. I'm going to do a JordanCon video about last year's JordanCon very soon as well, probably within the next couple of weeks. There's lots of stuff coming from me, folks. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tell your friends. There's a ton of Wheel of Time coming from What Up, and we're gonna make it through this last 3 weeks together. Then the show's gonna drop. You're gonna see a video, at least one video every single day from me. Reviews, breakdowns, Easter eggs, news, speculation, what's coming out next. There's so much to talk about when the season drops, and I, for one, am here for it. I'm living for it. Anyway, thank you very much for sticking with us here to the very end. Here's to many more.